Imagine this. You're walking to your mailbox. Just another Tuesday, right? You're sorting through the junk mail, a bill, and then you see it, that one official-looking envelope. And just like that, your whole day is about to change.
Yeah, that envelope. It holds news that could honestly flip your world upside down. But here's the good news. Today, we're going to break down a really important new protection that changes the whole game. This is your guide to Social Security overpayments and, more importantly, the new rules for 2026.
It all kicks off with that one terrifying letter, and really, to get why these new rules are such a big deal, you have to first feel that shock, that oh no moment of getting an overpayment notice.
I mean, you see that return address, right? The Social Security Administration logo, and your stomach just drops. You know it's not the usual statement. It feels heavier, more serious. So you rip it open, and your eyes jump to that first line. And bam, there it is, plain as day. You've been overpaid. You owe the government. Your mind just starts racing, right? How? When did this happen? The letter itself can be super confusing, but the one thing that's crystal clear is that they want their money back.
Then you see the number, and it's like a punch to the gut. $20,000. A debt you didn't even know you had, and chances are it's because of an error that wasn't even your fault to begin with.
But wait, it gets worse. Here comes the knockout punch. Their plan to get that money back? They're going to take your entire Social Security check. Not some of it, all of it. And this isn't something happening way down the road. They're talking about starting next month.
I mean, just let that sink in for a second. The money you rely on, the money you worked your whole life for, it's just gone. How are you supposed to pay your rent, your groceries, your prescriptions? For so many people, this isn't just a problem, it's a full-blown crisis.
Okay, but that nightmare scenario, that's exactly what the government is finally doing something about. The story is changing, folks, and it all starts with a huge new rule coming in 2026. So here's the most important takeaway. The Social Security Administration has rolled out a new rule, and it's a game changer. Think of it like a brand new safety net for your benefits. And here's the difference, right here. The old way, they could take 100% of your check, leaving you high and dry. The new way, the absolute most they can touch is 10%. I mean, that is a massive, massive shift. It takes you from total disaster to something you can actually manage.
And this is official. It's called the Social Security Overpayment Reform. It's a brand new policy that puts a hard cap on what they can automatically take from you, just 10%. This isn't them being nice. It's the new law of the land.
So let's talk real money. Let's say you get an average check of about $1,800 a month. Under the old rules, they could have grabbed all of it. Now, the most they can take is $180. That leaves you with $1,620 to actually live on. It's literally the difference between panicking and being able to breathe.
And the good news keeps coming. It's not just about lowering the monthly payment. They've also changed how long you have to pay it all back.
So before, you had this really tight 36-month window. That's just 3 years to pay it all off. The new rule? It stretches that out to 60 months. That's a full 5 years. So you've got smaller payments spread out over way more time. And this quote, it really nails the new way of thinking. It's the SSA basically saying, hey, we get it. Seniors are on fixed incomes. We can't just take everything to fix a mistake that was probably ours in the first place. It's a huge step toward fairness and, just treating people with dignity. So the big question is, why now? I mean, after all this time, what made them finally change things? Well, if you understand the why, you'll see why this new protection is probably here for good.
It really comes down to two big things. First, the SSA is dealing with a serious staffing crisis, and that means more mistakes are happening. And second, people just got loud. Years and years of seniors and advocates raising hell finally made Washington listen.
So that first reason, it's a real crisis inside the agency. They literally have fewer workers right now than they've had in a quarter of a century. And when your staff is overworked and stretched thin, guess what? Mistakes happen. A number gets typed in wrong, a form gets misplaced, and for way too long, regular folks were the ones paying for those mistakes. And man, this change could not have come at a better time. Seniors are really feeling what you could call a money squeeze heading into 2026. Every single dollar counts more than ever before. Just look at the numbers here.
The 2026 COLA, the cost of living adjustment, was just 2.8%. That's your raise to try and keep up. But actual costs for seniors, they're going up way faster, more like 4.5%. And on top of that, you've got your Medicare Part B premium, over $200 a month, yanked right out of your check. When your bills are climbing faster than your benefits, losing your whole check, it's just, you can't survive that.
And this part is so important to remember. How this change actually happened. It wasn't just handed down from on high. No, it happened because thousands of you shared your stories. You called your representatives. You demanded change. This reform is living proof that your voice actually matters.
Okay, now we get to the most important part of this whole thing, your action plan. If you're the one who gets that scary letter, I'm going to give you the exact steps to take. We're going to turn that panic into power.
Here it is, your 5-step roadmap. It's simple. 1, don't ignore it. 2, request a waiver. 3, file an appeal. 4, ask for a lower payment. And 5, get free help. All right, let's dive into what each of those really means.
Okay, step 1, and I really can't say this loudly enough, do not ignore the letter. Your first thought might be to just, stick it in a drawer and hope it goes away. Please, please don't do that. Ignoring it is the absolute worst thing you can do. Because if you do nothing, the SSA just assumes you agree with them and they'll start taking that money automatically.
All right, step 2. You have a legal right to ask the SSA to just forgive the whole debt. It's called a waiver, and you use a specific form, the SSA 632. Basically, you're telling them, look, this wasn't my fault, and there's no way I can afford to pay it back. And if they approve it, boom, the debt is gone. You owe zero.
Now, to get that waiver approved, you've got to show 2 key things. First, that the overpayment wasn't your fault, that the SSA messed up. And second, you have to show that paying it back would put you in a really tough spot financially, like you wouldn't be able to pay for rent, food, the essentials.
And here's a great example of how you explain that. You have to be specific. Don't just write, this would be hard for me. No, show them the math. My rent is this much. My utilities are this much. My prescriptions cost this. Show them that after all the must-pays, there's just not enough left to live on.
Okay, so what if they deny your waiver? That's when you move to step 3, you file an appeal. But you have got to be quick about it. You have exactly 60 days from the date on that denial letter. Circle it on your calendar, set a reminder, whatever you do not miss that deadline.
And this is a really important point. Step 4. Remember that 10% we talked about? That's the max. It's not where they have to start. You have every right to call them up and say, hey, even 10% is too much, and negotiate a payment plan that you can actually afford.
And last but not least, step 5, get help. Seriously, you don't have to figure all this out by yourself. There are some amazing free resources out there. Legal aid can help you fill out the forms. They might even talk to the SSA for you. And there are also SHIP counselors. That stands for State Health Insurance Assistance Program, and they give you free 101 help to walk you through all your options.
I really want to wrap this up with a message of hope. Because, look, when you're staring down a letter like that, it can feel like you're completely on your own. But it is so important to remember, you're not.
Literally, thousands and thousands of other people have opened that exact same letter. They felt that same pit in their stomach, that same fear and confusion. But you know what? They took action. They got help. And they made it through to the other side. And you can too.
This information is just too important to keep to yourself. So please, if you can, share this explainer. Text it to a friend, email it to a family member who's on Social Security. You never know, you might be giving them the one piece of information they need to protect everything.
And hey, I really want to hear from you. If you've ever gone through this yourself, tell us about it in the comments. Your story, what you did, what worked, what didn't. It could be a total lifeline for someone else who's just getting that letter today and feeling terrified.
Let's just end with this simple truth. You earned these benefits. You worked your entire life and paid into the system. You deserve to keep what's yours, and you absolutely deserve to live with security and with dignity.